What is going on, everybody, and happy Monday. Ooh, hope you got motivated today to get something done Monday. It is Lineman Life Live. We are your lineman, Justin Blaylock.
What it do?
OG. And your observant lineman here, Uche Waneri, OG. And interesting weekend in football. Interesting weekend. We had the Pro Bowl. That was a thing.
So this happened.
Shit. I mean, it's devolved into just a glorified two-hand touch football game.
There were literal times when I saw guys give them just the pad.
Literally touching. I mean, this was literally like you're on a Friday practice with no pads on, with just your helmets on, and just tapping each other on the hips. And that's the play. It's dead. It's done.
Yeah, why even bother with the facade? Just drop the pads, get the little belt with the flags on it. We're cool watching that, I guess. I mean,
yeah, at least, at least then you can play hard.
Yeah.
Pretty embarrassing. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Also, the Jaguars, of course, for those of many of you probably saw me on a Casual Friday stream where I just talked about that as I played some games. Jags have chosen Doug Pederson as their head coach. And on top of that, we've got, kind of a roundup of the entire head coaching carousel / staff carousel as it pertains to the NFL. We'll talk about that as well. Also, what else we got on the oh yeah, there was a little thing that happened at the Pro Bowl. We'll get into that as well. A little thing, not a biggie, but it's a thing. We got to talk about it. We'll talk about it though. That's coming up as well. But let's start off. Let's talk about this coaching situation with Super Bowl week. Super Bowl week starts this week. They had media day today. That was pretty interesting. But I mean, I'll be honest, I don't really have a horse in this race. It's not really a Super Bowl that I have a team that I particularly care about in. I grew up a Niners fan. I like the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs, like that flash, that
they're fun to watch.
That greatest show on turf type of thing. Like that's something that's missing from the NFL. I mean, even though the NFL has become way more offensive minded, it hasn't really, you only see a few teams every now and again that really have consistent flash. And they're a team that's got straight flash, just like the Rams had back in the Torrey Holt, what's his name? Quarterback.
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner days. Yeah. Wow. He's such a
so forgettable,
unassuming human being.
No, he just had a movie come out about his life.
He just had a movie come out with Zachary Levi as him, and Zachary Levi actually makes him look better. Makes him look a little bit more approachable. Anyways, yeah. So the coaching carousel's kind of come to an end there. Everybody's kind of set in their places. There's some things that are starting to. The smoke is clearing from, the waste and the destruction of Black Monday and all of the aftermath that follows that. Jacksonville, my home squad, they made their decision. They got Doug Pederson. And it's crazy because I should be way more excited about it than I am. But it's just that little bit of a stench that's added to it. A little bit of a stench coming from the Jaguars because now it appears to me that there's going to be a little bit of a jousting around to try and give the appearance that they're trying to strengthen that front office, which I hope they are. And I've actually tweeted out there, hey, shit, your boy's available if you need some help. But
which they clearly do.
They definitely, and I couldn't find a ton of video bits. So if anybody in the chat maybe has links or anything, that'll give me some some quotables from Shad Khan, because when I listened to it live, or when I listened to it as it was happening, I mean, Shad Khan just came off totally like he was full of shit the whole time.
Mm.
It didn't seem like an owner who truly got it and or did not want to admit that he really, let's just forget about the disaster I put this franchise in hiring Urban Meyer. Let's just forget about the entire month-plus long drama of inaction. Let's forget about the fact that we talked to Doug Pederson the first week that we were available to interview people, which was 2 weeks before everybody else. Let's forget about all that. And then we came back to him literally a few days before the Pro Bowl. It just made the hire because everybody else was hired that we were talking to. Let's forget about all that. This is the guy we wanted from the start. Come on, dude. Are we supposed to believe that?
Oh, no.
I don't believe that. I don't believe
Not
that for a second. He was saying a whole lot of nothing. Whole lot of nothing. He was dancing around questions. I was like, man, I should have recorded this.
I got to see this now.
And I'm trying to find clips from it.
Or maybe he had it erased.
You know what I mean? I found I found them introducing him, and outside of that, that's. Let me see. Oh, okay. Here we go. No, that's not it. Never mind. Damn it. Come on. If anybody has links to that press conference, do me a favor. Toss it out there. Toss the link out there for your boy. Shoot it to me on Twitter so I can pull it up. Because I don't know. I just felt like now the franchise has to do a lot of shuffling around to try and, they're going to bring in an EVP, I think, an executive vice president. So they're going to need to have, probably between 4 and 5, maybe 4 or 5 to 6 more people added to staff in the front office to kind of have a proper structure in place where you have people that work under the, people that are not like the full blown position, but I'm talking about you got the EVP, then you got probably 2 assistants that are helping.
But they just were letting Balky have just free reign to do whatever.
That's what it was. That's the crazy. They have they're trying to get Spielman from the Minnesota Vikings. That's a guy who was the general manager in Minnesota. They're trying to get him for EVP. That's been what has been reported. We don't know for a fact if that's really what's going on, but you have to have somebody in there over Trent Baalke because you're not going to be there. Shad Khan ain't going to be there. He's going to be gone. Half the season, he's going to be gone. Hell, 3/4 of the season, he's going to be gone. You got to have somebody who's got some goddamn sense to be like, you know what? Yeah, head coach should fly back with the team after the game. Yeah, we should make sure that happens. Yeah, no, Trent, don't tell him it's okay, because that's the person who let him do it. Trent Baalke let him do it. He's the one who okayed it.
A fucking train wreck.
It's what the fuck? But aside from that, even the draft is going to be a huge thing, and this is what I continue to question about this entire situation. And it's not the hiring, because Doug Pederson is a worthy hire for the position. Very weird how it ended up being him. If it's somebody that you wanted from the very beginning, but yet you took 40 plus days to actually make that decision.
Right.
But the thing is that at some point, the true reality of what the true intentions of what Doug Pederson is going to want out of this are going to be laid out on the table for everybody to see. Because look, this draft, they're going to cooperate. This is what happens. I'm telling you, I've been there. I know how I've seen it. I've seen it happen. When I say that I've seen it happen, believe that this shit it's a likelihood to it. It's not absolute, but there's a likelihood to it. I've been through this shit. They're gonna play. They're gonna play fair. They're gonna be. They're gonna all respect the boundaries during the draft, during OTAs, training camp, going into the season. All these things are going to appear to be seemingly resolved. This is how I see things playing out because I've watched them play out like this before. And at a certain point in the season, it's going to be kind of known. There's going to be a clear and visible need for the Jaguars to like move in one direction as an identity for the team, like the kind of players you're going to need for this team, because you're going to see progress. You're going to see things get better for Jacksonville. You're going to see Jacksonville win games. You're going to see us, sitting right around 500, after the first quarter of the season, maybe 2-2, maybe 3-1, maybe 4-0. You never know. Check the schedule, but you never know.
That fool's gold.
I don't want to oversell anything there because we can't guarantee it. We can't guarantee it, but you're going to see things get better in Jacksonville. You're going to see better attitude, better energy, better everything from this franchise. That's what Doug Pederson's going to bring. That's what's going to be a result of him bringing his culture into Jacksonville. And, really, fans are going to be a lot less attentive to what can still be a sore issue for the team down the way, and that is control over personnel, because that is something that's assigned to the general manager. Now, EVP, an executive vice president, is going to kind of be like that. He's going to be the majority, the guy who makes it a 2 versus 1 or either Balky's way or Doug Pederson's way on issues that they discuss amongst themselves.
Yep.
He's going to be the guy who kind of gives the final say going to one of their, He's going to be the tiebreaker all the time. Now, the funny thing about that is that eventually Doug Pederson, seeing that he's bringing culture and success to Jacksonville, is going to bypass both of them, and he's going to make a request to Shad Khan that I want to be able to control personnel on this team. And that's where you're going to be back in the situation he was in when he was in Philadelphia, that is going to be, could potentially be a negative. Could be. Now, Shad Khan, if I were Shad Khan, I would give him control over, I would give Doug Pederson control over at least the first half of the draft. You pick the first 3-4 rounds are yours. You pick those players, and you will pick 75% of our personnel going into training camp. That's what I would do if I was Shad Khan dealing with Doug Pederson, because he'll know by the time he gets done watching all the film from the previous season, by the time he gets done, getting scouts to give him assessments on upcoming draft, he'll know, based on how he built Philadelphia and how he worked with Philadelphia, he'll know where he wants to take the Jaguars. He'll know to an extent what he has in Trevor Lawrence. I mean, you kind of know, but you want to see film. That kind of gives you more. That gives you more. Once you see the film, you go from seeing the film to seeing him practice. You go from seeing him practice to then sitting in the film room with him, watching the practice and going through things. That's how you start molding him. That's how you start developing him into, a quarterback who can see from, who loses tunnel vision and is able to then gain perspective. It goes from narrow to wide. That's what a head coach, that's what a quarterback's coach and a head coach who was a former quarterback can bring to the table. So in a way, that is kind of the trump card that he had over Byron Leftwich, which was that he was a quarterback, but also he was a quarterback who, won a Super Bowl as a head coach. He built culture before. Byron Leftwich is part of culture building, but he hasn't had that as a sole responsibility of his.
Right.
So there's a little bit of where he gets the edge.
Culture. Yeah.
Exactly. Byron doesn't necessarily he's not had a chance yet to set up his own culture. So there's a portion of that comparison where, Doug Pederson gets a little bit of the edge there, because he's already been able to build it. He knows what works in his way. He knows what kind of players he'll need in that way.
But if we're being honest, any culture is better than what Sean has.
Yeah. And if we're being straight up, any culture out there, okay, boom. Somebody just linked me.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. All right. Oh my God. There's so many hires. There's so many hires. And I'm like, why? Why would you hire this guy? All right. Well, we'll get to that in a second. We got the press conference here. I'm gonna pull this. I'm gonna put this up there in a second. But you know, at the end of the day, that's gonna need to be something that is decided on who can really bring the personnel, or who should really be in control of personnel decisions that really do give you like the best chance to have a successful team consistently. Trent Baalke can't do that, but Trent Baalke, he's got somebody's ear. We all know he's got Shad Khan's ear. So that motherfucker survives. Somehow he continues to survive.
Goodness gracious.
It's crazy how he has like 5 head coaches who have all been fired under him, but he ain't ever been fired. How is it that he's the only guy who didn't get fired?
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that shit. But let's take a look here at this. This is the actual video of the press conference introducing Doug Pederson as the Jaguars' next head coach. After that, we'll take a look at, you know, all the coaching hires in the NFL, because there's some coaching hires out there that, fuck, I mean, why? Why is this guy getting a job?
Come on.
How does a guy get a job like this?
Come on. Let's be serious now. Let's be serious. Like,
how does this guy get a job?
What fucking alternate universe are we living in?
For real.
Some of these are mind-boggling.
They are, but we'll get into that in a second. Let's take a look at this press conference. I'm going to try and get into the questions part first, because I mean it's almost parody. It's almost parody.
Jaguar fans, you can rest a little easier. Your Jacksonville Jaguars have found their new head coach, Doug Pederson.
You know, this team has needed for a long time with this facility to get that piece of the
Doug Pederson.
Can start putting names and faces together.
Awesome. Gene, we're going to start with you. If you can wait for a mic, please.
Oh, Gene Fournette, my guy.
Gene Fournette, sports columnist from the Florida Times-Union for Shad. At any point during this process, did you offer the job to any other candidate, and for whatever reason that did not work out?
We had a process, Gene.
What the fuck does that mean? Everybody has a process.
He said that we had a process. It's like,
who doesn't have a process? Come on, man.
What?
This is so fucking bad. Like, don't treat us like fucking idiots, man.
Yeah, like, come on, don't insult our intelligence. Just say yes or no. Yeah, I did, or no, I didn't. Or, you know, we thought we had somebody, but then we decided to go here. You know, be real, because look, everything he's saying right here, give it another week. Byron Leftwich is going to get interviewed, and they're going to ask him about this stuff. We're going to find out what really happened.
Like, the tea is coming. Like, you can't.
Yeah, the tea is coming.
You can't avoid that shit, dog.
We ran the process, and we had great candidates. But you know, Doug is our guy.
So basically, yes.
So basically, he starts laughing. Doug is our guy. That's right there, right? That right there tells you. That tells you right there, people, that this is literally like he did not answer that question. He didn't answer it, and even his insinuating that, you know, they actually went through the process in a way that made sense, in a timely fashion, in an orderly fashion, and were able to you're seeing tweets about teams notifying coaches that they're not going to hire them.
Right.
Like, that's transparency. That's stuff that we didn't see at all from the Jag. We didn't hear nothing. But he's going to come up here and he's going to look us in the face and be like, yeah, you know, Doug was our guy. He's our guy.
He's almost winking at us. I think I see a wink
almost winking like, yeah, he's our guy.
Yeah, we wanted him the whole time. But we
Yeah,
had
it's
to
the
go
guy
to,
we wanted from day one.
but we had to go to these stupid Rooney interviews, so we couldn't
Yeah,
hire
we
him
just-
on the spot.
We wanted Doug from day one, but certain things you got to go through before certain hoops you got to jump through. You know,
We had to check off some boxes with
we had
the
to tick some boxes there for league
With the
transparency.
with the others. Oh man, this is about to get good.
Oh God! So we get one question in, and he already just filling hot air up in a goddamn balloon.
Okay. So, during the time we interviewed over 10 candidates, some of them, that really tells you the pool of candidates we had, got other jobs, and that was great. But for me, this had to be exhaustive, but it had to be the right one. Some of the things
Like
that were
Urban was the right
really
one.
unique and different for me was to really get the insights of our players and insights of the alumni players.
Oh,
So they,
career as a backup quarterback
shit.
in the
I meant to
National
hit
Football
pause.
League.
for me, was to really get the insights. So they were
Yeah. So insights of our alumni players, our current players and our alumni players, he's full of shit. Well, I'll tell you what. The person that I was talking to, who was talking to him directly on the phone, yes, alumni, but he didn't seek out that call. He didn't seek out that person. That person came to him. It wasn't him seeking out. He wasn't looking for nobody's opinion. That much I know. And he didn't much like getting opinions.
I
That
was about
much
to say,
I know.
I know fucking billionaires don't want to hear from us common folks. Like what
For
they should be
real.
doing. How I should be running my goddamn business.
Hey, look, that much I know for a fact. He didn't want to hear shit from us. I
I
know
don't know
that.
much. I don't know much. One thing
I don't
can
know.
tell you.
I know a lot about a lot, but I really know a lot about this.
I can tell you with absolute certainty.
I'm
That
telling you with
motherfucker's hot on the
100%
phone.
certainty, he didn't want to hear nothing from us.
Get off my fucking phone right now.
The hell are you calling my line for?
I thought
You know
wanted
what
money.
I mean? Like that. And this is coming from there's only like, I ain't even gonna put them out there like that because it'd be easy to identify this cat if I even said another fucking word about him. But
Say this.
if he got us direct line to motherfucking Shad Khan, then he's motherfucking
Right.
He's in the Jaguars top 25.
He's on the Ring of Honor.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So
I'm gonna say
it's he didn't want to hear shit from the alumni players. I know that.
right.
He didn't want to hear nothing from us.
He
And he
did a
really
lot
don't
pretty
care what
good.
the players say. He cared what Trevor Lawrence had to say. Which, hey, fair enough. I ain't mad at you.
I get it.
Ain't nobody else on the roster really you want to hear from anyway. I mean, shit.
You're gonna
I ain't
give
want
the
to hear from
man-
nobody. If I was him, I'd be like, shit, if it ain't Trevor, don't even give him my number.
Yeah, you're gonna give that man half $500 million
Give
one
him the
day.
office card.
Right. Call my secretary.
You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe she'll put you through.
yeah, he's not look, and Shad Khan was the owner when I was there. I had Shad Khan for 2 years. 2 years. I had him with Mike Mularkey and with Gus Bradley's first year. So he bought the team. I was already there. I sat in his office with him, talked to him. Like he had like the core players all come talk to him, kind of get to know us and shit. So it was me, Mojo, it was Blaine at that time. Then I forget who all else was. Well, I don't remember everybody who went. I just remember me and a few other people that I know for sure we went because we were there in the off season. So he wanted to talk to us. So we had conversations with him and all that. And I respect it. He's a cool. He got swag. I'll tell you that the dude has swag. He does.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it's been 10 years though, so I don't know what he seems seems to slowly be getting more senile. So I don't know. I mean, it's 10 years older, 10 years more stressed. I mean, these are all the things that probably have changed his attitude some. I mean, that's And that's fair. I'm not gonna judge him for that. I'm not gonna hold his ass to the fire for that. Of course he would be a little different now than he was when I was there. But it seems like just like every other fucking owner of a team, that they don't want to be questioned about shit, and they don't want to answer questions. They don't want to answer to any accountability about shit ever, because they own the team. And who's gonna fucking question them? Nobody. That's how it's been from day one. That's how it'll be till the last day.
So I will do no such thing. The man is beneath me.
Coming to America.
I don't gotta talk to you, motherfucker. Go write your little.
The man is beneath me. Hakeem could never love a woman like you. You see, you're what we call peasant in our homeland. There's no way we could ever fall in love with such a meek woman as yourself in the nicest way possible, but it's also somehow is super blunt.
Yes.
You know?
Oh,
so let's listen to a little bit more of this, then we'll move on.
Yeah.
See what he says here.
Different for me was to really get the insights of our players and insights of the alumni players. So they were part of it. It took a little bit longer, but we wanted to get their insight, who we were talking to, and then allowed them an opportunity, obviously, to talk to some of the finalists.
Okay.
Who? I want to know who.
Follow up. So does that mean that an offer was extended to somebody or not?
No, I think we never got to the point of having them talk to our players at that point.
Okay, and if I may add one follow-up, it is very unusual in a search to have the candidate that you settle on have a 33-day separation between the first interview and the second interview.
It might be unusual, but it tells you the thoroughness of this process.
There is no answer you can give for that. It makes sense.
Yeah, it's usually bang bang, like a week or two tops.
Every other team that hired their head coach, the time between the first interview and the second interview is negligible.
Yeah.
Within a week.
Yeah, when you know, you know.
Within a week. They were ready to stop even searching until they got to talk to O'Connell from LA.
Okay, yeah.
If he didn't get hired by Minnesota immediately, because they heard the Jags wanted to talk to him. Oh, yeah. No. We hiring him. I mean,
you
these
could
are the things that
you could probably drag your feet if you hear the Jags are interested. Like, if it was anybody else, we'd hire you right now. But since the Jags want you, we'll see how this shit plays out.
They haven't even gotten a first interview with you? Oh, yeah, we're good. We can hold off.
See if we can drive your number down a little bit.
Our GM or not. We don't know yet.
Yeah, we're gonna take off another $1 million from your offer. See how bad you want this.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so weird that somehow this is supposed to be like a normal process. Like this exhaustive process means you're going through interviews every 3 days. You're just knocking them out. Second interviews in the second week, and then you make your decision by the third week. Bro, that's 21 days.
Yeah, I don't even
by 3 weeks you should have known.
How many guys got interviews this cycle? I can't imagine it was more than a dozen.
I mean, the Jaguars started with like 9.
Okay.
They started with like 9.
And if you're doing one every 3 days, I mean, that's
you're doing one every 3 days. By the time you get 3 weeks in, you've gone through all 9 of them.
Yeah, that's still 27 days.
That's 21 days, right? Now the Jaguars took like 46, 48 days. you took almost 3 times the amount of time.
And they weren't doing second interviews for everybody, so
yeah, and they didn't even do second interviews for everybody.
They might have been doing an interview per week, or maybe 2 per week.
You know what I mean? Like, it don't make no sense.
Flabbergasting.
Now, everything being, all details being out there, you know, as we're seeing with this press conference, he's dancing around a lot. He's not really giving direct answers. He's just like firing all. He's repeating and he's repeating his responses thus far and just talking about the process. And then he's talking about players. Well, okay, what players was it? He's not going to have those guys talk to any players he ain't paying. There's only 2 players that I know of that are getting paid on the payroll. Boselli and Taylor.
Well, there you have it.
So those would have to be the guys that, and something tells me, I don't see Fred Taylor saying, yeah, go ahead, Doug Pederson over Byron Leftwich. Something tells me he ain't going to say that. I'm not calling nobody a liar. I'm just saying I don't see it. I don't see him picking Doug Pederson over motherfucking Byron Leftwich.
Ooh.
That's not the kind of Fred that I know. That's not how Fred that I know thinks about things, especially when there's an opportunity to have a new generation, like start from scratch. I cannot see Fred Taylor not being all in on Byron Leftwich and fucking Adrian Wilson. I can't see that. Now, maybe he was. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But Tony Boselli, yeah, of course. I mean, I could see that. Tony Boselli's not a guy who we talked to when I was playing. He's not a guy who you really like to talk to because he thought he knew it all. And you're like, bro, and which it's funny, it's ironic that here I sit talking my shit. But at the time, as a player, you know, I mean, I didn't have no problem with Tony Boselli, but I didn't really like him. To be honest, I wasn't like too hot on him just because it felt like, you know, I would listen to him talking on the radio and I'm like, bitch ass nigga, what are you talking about? Like, what? What are you talking about? Because I didn't really, you know, I didn't really see why, you know, look, you're an offensive lineman. Like, you know how this shit is.
Oh, yeah.
Don't talk about offensive linemen like that. You know, don't be coming off like the dude, like the talking head who has never played football in their life, but talking like they've been in there, like you've been there. You know what you're saying is just cliche shit. It's like stuff that you know that you would have never wanted somebody to talk about when you was playing, or talk about as far as the O-line goes when you was playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, let's be, you know, and okay. He's got his clout, you know, Boselli, first pick Jacksonville ever had, this and that. They're trying to get him in the Hall of Fame, but he only played 4 years in the NFL.
Damn.
It's probably a reason why he can't get into the Hall of Fame. That's probably what's holding him back. He had a short career. He played great. He fucking dominated. He balled out. Yes, he did. No doubt ever. But he didn't play long. I mean, shoot. Every Pro Bowler I played against, I dominated too. Am I getting in the motherfucking Hall of Fame? Motherfucker, I don't even know who I am, motherfucker. What you mean?
Oh shit!
I'm aware of these things, so it don't bother me. But I could say I played against guys who were better than guys he played against. But I know what position he played also. He played left tackle. That's different.
That helps.
They look at that.
That helps.
Yeah. They look at that different. I could play left tackle. I could have played left tackle. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say I could have played left tackle. I don't know. I could. I feel like I could play any position on the O-line. Shit. Shaq Harris told me I could play on both sides of the ball when I was a first and second year player. He said that's how much they believed when they drafted my ass. Mm-hmm. They believed I could play on both sides of the ball, and I could play on both sides of the ball at that time. So, you know, it is what it is for everybody. Everybody got their own story, but I know one thing. When you look at how this whole hiring process played out, there's no way you can convince me that Doug Pederson was their guy from the start. They would have hired him 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
They would have hired him 3 weeks ago. But if he wants to sit here and say that they're being thorough, well, y'all would have waited 2 more weeks to talk to Kevin O'Connell or Nickel or whatever his name is from the Rams, O'Connell.
If you were being
you
thorough,
2 more weeks for that. If
you were being thorough, you would have
been talking to Lovie Smith. You'd have been talking to fucking the dude from the Niners.
You would have filled out your paperwork on time if you were being thorough.
yeah. There you go. If you was being thorough, you would have filled out your paperwork and made sure they knew that you wanted to talk to O'Connell.
You wouldn't be fucking
Y'all didn't do
surprised. Like, oh God, oh shit, I think we're gonna miss him. Like, what a class.
Yeah,
show,
they're
man.
gonna win the game. Shit. Hoping that they lose so you can get them this week, which is also
Being
kind of
thorough is
ironically
having all
like-
your candidates, it's the 2 days after you fired Urban, have all the candidates lined up and submit
Yeah.
all your requests the
Yeah.
day you can start doing it.
Yeah,
That's
because
being
you got
thorough.
2 extra weeks. They gave you 2
Yeah.
extra weeks because you
Put a
fired your
fucking
coach.
Jumpstart on everybody because you fired your guy mid-season and you're still making these type of mistakes. I mean, that just speaks to your preparation.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. So that's why for me, like I tell them I'm available, but man, it would take a hell of an offer for me to like just go work
Go
for
through
these
this bullshit.
motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Because I ain't the motherfucker who gonna look, man. I played that good soldier shit when I was a player. I will not do that shit as a front office person. I ain't playing no good soldier. I'm gonna tell you when this shit is some bullshit. I'm gonna tell you when this shit don't make no sense. Respectfully, always. But you gonna know. You gonna know how I feel.
Right.
Shit.
I'm going on record.
If I was a coach, I'd be the same way. I'd be like, I'm going on record. So you motherfuckers know when this shit goes sideways and y'all standing on the sideline and somebody turn around and look at me on their headset, I'm gonna be looking at them just like this.
Oh shit.
I told you motherfuckers.
Remember on Tuesday, I told y'all.
I told y'all on Tuesday this shit wasn't finna work. You know what I mean?
No, y'all want to give me $100,000.
I'm gonna need
$100,000 to
like
go long.
$500,000 a season for that shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna need to be
I meant
somewhere
like
on the
on
line. I need
top.
to be making at least. You know what I mean?
Give me the Brian Flores deal.
Yeah, for real. You know what's crazy, man? And now I guess we can kind of segue into the rest of these hires. The one name that was not on the hiring list, Brian Flores. We all know why. When you send them boys, when you go blow that whistle, oh, you done.
Oh, his legal team just released a statement. Hold on.
Oh, they just released a statement where?
Twitter. Mr. Flores is happy to hear that the Texans have hired a black head coach, Lovie Smith, as Mr. Flores' goal in bringing his case is to provide real opportunities for black and minority coaches or candidates to be considered for coaching in executive positions within the NFL. However, we would be remiss not to mention that Mr. Flores was one of 3 finalists for the Texans head coach position, and after a great interview and mutual interest, it is obvious that the only reason Mr. Flores was not selected was his decision to stand up against racial inequality across the NFL. That's from his his attorneys.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, you don't need a fucking law degree to know that.
Yeah, I mean, come on, bro. I put the tweet out when I saw the Lovie Smith thing. Where's my tweet? I put a tweet out on that.
You and I could have called this
I was
one,
like, okay, yeah, here comes the PR battle. Yeah, about to be some diversity hires incoming. That's what because I saw that a mile away. Like, come on. When they said they were talking to Lovie Smith, come on, bro. Lovie Smith was in college just a year or two ago.
At a bad college.
At a bad one at that.
Bad
Lose
college.
it.
I'm sorry.
You know what I mean?
Actually, what about best buzz? John Asamoah went to Illinois. So sorry, John, but y'all dog shit.
Yeah, he was in Illinois, right? Just over there getting their ass mud stomped.
Yeah, I think
let me pull this shit up.
Anyone with half a ounce of common sense saw this coming. They just hired and fired another black coach after 1 year. And no one in their right mind thought he was going to do shit with that roster. No Deshaun Watson. They gave him 1 year. What the fuck is he supposed to do?
They gave him a 4-year deal, but only
they paid him
1 season. And
they paid him shit.
Yeah,
hey,
damn right, you better.
Hey, I'm available for $22 million.
For real.
But how is Lovie Smith going to do any better with no Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, what are they
with
expecting?
That
they still don't have a fucking quarterback.
And even worse, up until the Brian Flores shit, they were considering Josh McCown. I don't know the man. He might be great. he seems like a solid dude. But god dang, man. A guy that wasn't even head coach at high school. Are you gonna hire like
this motherfucker? Ain't even been consulting. He ain't even been doing no consulting or nothing. Like, what are you doing?
Are we gonna hire whoever wins the Madden tournament next? Hey, let's get real here.
I mean,
And I'm sure he has a great mind for football. To be, in the league. He played forever, or was on teams forever. So he's been around a bunch of teams, a bunch of systems. I'm sure the guy knows.
I played
football.
with his brother. That's who I played with. His brother, Luke McCown.
Okay, I remember him.
Oh
too.
my God, Luke McCown was like they were the same kind of. They were the exact same player. The exact same player. It's a guy that when he comes in the game, it's over. It's over.
And he was being considered as a viable NFL head coaching candidate.
Yeah, that's the joke.
When has this ever happened?
That's the fucking joke. That's the joke. That's like, yeah, we're jokes. We're jokes to them.
And without Brian Flores doing what he did, the rumor mills and talking heads had him as the favorite.
Yeah. Even without the lawsuit, he was going to get hired over Flores. Bruh, I'm sorry.
Make it make sense. Make it make
Brian
sense.
Flores not being a head coach in the NFL blows my mind. I don't care if he's a dickhead. He got two teams that had no business even looking decent, winning records. When I believe him 100%. They offered him money, and they didn't think he would say shit. And then somebody just got a little bit too pissed off at him in a meeting and said, "Fuck it, let's fire this guy." And they're like, "Yeah, you know what? Fuck him, fire him." Thinking in the back of his head, as soon as he signed that paperwork saying he was firing him, thinking in the back of his head, I hope he don't bring up that shit I told him about 6 months ago.
Maybe he just forgot about it.
Hopefully he keeps that under, hey, I'll just deny it. I'll fucking deny it. Who's going to believe him? Who's going to believe him? I'm the fucking philanthropist.
Remember that thing we talked about? I was just kidding, right?
Yeah. So, who would pay $100,000 to lose a game, right? Like, I was just joking with you. Yeah. No. I recorded all of that.
Oh. I really hope he has some type of receipts on this shit.
I hope he does. Please have a recording of this motherfucker saying, "Look, man, we really want Tua." Like, you understand that, right? Like, Coach, what are you trying to say, Coach? What are you trying to say, Coach? I mean, what are you trying to say?
We want Tua.
So I'm saying we really need this kid Tua. We really need him.
Okay.
So we're getting close to it's getting close to Kwanzaa. It's getting close to Kwanzaa. We're thinking about doing a Kwanzaa bonus. Just kind of bolstering up the weak points, right? So for let's say 100,000 a loss, just as a kind of a pillow, for Kwanzaa bonus in 3 months.
Damn.
It's like, bruh, you offer me 100,000 a game? Basically, is that what you're saying right now? We got 3 losses already, Coach. What you want? Hey, look at this envelope here. It's got $300,000 cash in it. Unmarked.
Where'd this come
Can't
from?
even track it. That's for you.
Just a little something, to say thank you.
Just give this to the kids, put it in in a trust, something like that,
I could set that up for you. I got a guy.
Are you telling me they didn't shake this motherfucker down to try and get some losses out of him when Hue Jackson came out? And look, man, Hue, and this is from after watching his interview a couple of times and letting that shit sink in. Hue Jackson, hey, bro, you took the money. You knew exactly what it was for. Don't sit here and act like you was confused, my guy. Don't sit here and act like you was confused. You already got the money in your bank account. You know what it's for.
You can't have it both ways. You can't take the money.
No, you can't have it both ways. Just go ahead and come out. But he's trying to avoid being that fall guy.
Yeah. You can't have
He was trying to be that fall. He was trying not to be the fall guy because he's trying to get back in. That's why his ass over at Grambling State right now, Prairie View State, wherever the fuck he at.
Yeah,
How the fuck you go from coaching the Cleveland Browns to goddamn Prairie View, my guy? I would have just said fuck coaching. If that was the case, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm good. Shit. I'm like, fuck it. I'm good. I'm not about to lower my worth. I'm not saying that those colleges ain't, HBCU ain't worth nothing. I'm just saying college football ain't worth shit if I was in the NFL before that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if that's my true ambition to be an NFL head coach, right. I don't want to ever be in college. Fuck that shit.
He has said that he has no designs on coming back to the NFL. And obviously by his actions.
Then boom. Well, you made goddamn sure of that.
Hey, he might be the next Eddie Robinson, He could have a 20-year career.
Sure of it. I can promise you that. You're never going back. Not after coming out and co-signing with Brian Flores. Oh, no. You done. You done just like he is.
I mean, he's probably in his late 50s. He could coach for another 10, 15,
another 10, 15 years. Yeah.
He could be straight up. Not quite Eddie Robinson, but, he could get up there. Jackson State's going to be in the way for a little bit. But, after Deion moves on to greener pastures, he might be the man.
Because look, Deion. And that's a whole other thing with the college ranks. But Hue Jackson came out and he tried to cover his ass. But if you're sensible and you saw his interview and you actually you understand the culture of this shit, bro, you don't sign no paperwork if you don't know what the fuck is on it in the NFL. You don't sign it without knowing what your money is. That's really the more accurate thing to say. You don't sign it without knowing exactly what your money is and how you gonna get it. You never sign a paperwork where you can't actually understand how much money you're gonna make. Nobody does that in the NFL. Come on, that's what we got agents for, motherfucker. Like, we know where our money is.
Exactly.
Like, he knew where his money was coming from. He knew exactly what his money was what he was getting bonuses for. He knew exactly what it was. Not likely to obtain. All that shit is all in there. You know exactly what your money is. I can still tell you what every fucking cent of my contract extension played out to, based on play, amount of plays, fucking ranking of offense, fucking offensive accolades, individual accolades. I know all of them because I knew exactly where I was going to get my money. I knew what day it was. I knew everything.
Hey, dog, it's the 14th. It's coming tomorrow, right?
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Like, them motherfuckers, when they released me, I got released. I fucking was 2 days from a $1.5 million bonus. I was more pissed about that. I was like, you motherfuckers. You do this to me.
Put cases on all you bitches.
Get this money.
Oh, shit. Okay.
You know what I mean? That's what your agent's for. His agent told him exactly where his money's coming from. So he knew he was getting paid money to tank. He knew he was, and he took the money. Hey, he probably looked at the roster and was like, yeah, this roster ain't shit. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. As long as y'all don't fire my ass, you know what I'm saying, we Gucci. And they gave him a contract extension without even saying that. The league nobody reported on it. They gave him a 3-year extension after that first year tanking.
Yeah.
3-year extension. He was playing the game. He played his play. He played the game. He said, shit, you can pay me. I'll sell my shit. Go ahead.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which, hey, dude, look, the NFL pays a lot of money. I would be, and look, yes, there's other sports to make more money, but look, the NFL is like, you are getting a shit ton of money to take care of a lot of things. And, they'll pay you because they got that, they got that clout. The league makes more money than anybody. Ain't no other sport touching the NFL in terms of revenue. They're not even close. Only reason they get paid more is because they play way more games.
There's fewer of them.
Fewer players and like 10 times the games.
Yeah. Motherfuckers playing double headers and
10
shit.
10 times the opportunities for fucking revenue from arenas, from TV, yada, yada, yada. But their ratings don't even come close. They don't come close even at their best. The finals don't get shit compared to the NFL. NFL on
regular games.
Shit.
a regular
game.
season game
Yeah.
can touch the NBA Finals or definitely the World Series.
A great Monday night game will have more viewers than the fucking Game 7 of the Finals will have.
I mean, if you look at like the top, 100 TV programs for a given year, I'd be willing to bet that 20% of them are football games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably higher than that.
Super Bowl will have over.
I'm not even
going to
count the Super Bowl. I'm not even going to count.
Super Bowl just blows everything out the water.
Yeah, that's a whole different beast.
That's a whole thing by itself. But football is motherfucking king when it comes to revenue. Ain't nobody even close. But the NFL being a part of that and having an opportunity to have your life changed in that way, to say you're an NFL head coach is something that only 32 other motherfuckers in the current league can say. 31 other people, including that coach. Being an NFL player is one of 1,900 people in the fucking in the world at that time as a player, as a former player, as a retired player, as somebody. If you're just talking about vested guys like us who played and got our pension and everything, there's only maybe 20,000 of us. Period.
It ain't many.
There's not many. So you win in the lottery if you get into this shit and you can get you some money out. You win in the lottery if you can get your benefits and get your pensions. And people don't get that. People don't get that. So, I can understand where he would be like, shit, I'm going to take that extra 100,000. That's going to pay for the rest of my kids' colleges all the way through.
Because there ain't
no telling.
When the next one's coming. The next one might not come.
Boom, you know what the bigger picture is. Your ass they got a clock ticking on your ass right now. That's what they did to Cully, to David Cully.
Yep.
Come on, man. That's why they had to give him. That's why they gave him his bread, because he played the game and he ain't complained.
Right.
So there's a benefit for some people playing it and and taking that little, taking and maybe compromising, let's just say it, maybe compromising the integrity of the game for their personal benefit. That can happen, and I would not be surprised and would not say that has never happened, because it probably has. Has it gotten to the point where where that's actually a measurable thing in terms of performance on the field? We don't know, but that's what Brian Flores is suggesting there is, or at least there was an attempt to.
You're right.
So,
people make weird plays. The ball bounces funny. I got friends back home.
100%.
Hey man, is that shit rigged? Be for real. Be for real. Don't lie.
100%, dude. And I tell people, because people have asked me that, and I'm like, bro, you can't rig a football game without it being obvious that you're rigging a football game. But
too many moving
you're
pieces.
at the ownership level, and you trying to manipulate the staff into, tempering down their willingness to fucking win. You can break somebody with a number. You can break them, but it's hard still for that guy to go out there and try not to win.
Hey, Coach, why don't you guys take off at 8:00 this week instead of midnight?
Hey, so we're not going to work on goal line this week. We're just we're gonna run our in the field plays on goal line. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I'm going to turn the lights off at 9 p.m. So everyone's got to be out of here.
Get your game planning done before then, or you're fucked. You know what I mean? These.
Obviously, it can be done. What Tony Dungy was famous for having his coaches out of the building by 7 or something, 6 or 7. So it can be done. But more often than not,
but
you're gonna be there till midnight. You're gonna be sleeping.
Yeah.
You're gonna be sleeping in that fucking office most of the time.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's crazy. Referees, and I see people in the chat, and appreciate you in the chat. You guys are keeping up with us. But referees can't control the game like you think they do. They can fuck it up, but I'm telling you, a lot of those guys get fined. They get fined for that shit. They get fined for making bad calls. They do.
And they're trying to get to the playoffs too.
They don't get. Yeah, they get evaluated. You have to be a certain caliber of referee to get into the playoffs. Notice how in the playoffs you rarely saw there were very little penalties in the playoffs this year. Well, unless you're the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody else, solid. You know what I mean? Everybody else had games where they let them play. They let them be physical. They let them, they let receivers use their hands. They let DBs use their hands. They didn't let them hold. They didn't let them spin. They didn't let them pull. But they generally allowed playoff games to play as they do. They allowed them to be physical. They allow them to be, borderline games. You don't let your call flip the game.
Yep,
That's what they didn't allow to happen, which was good in the playoffs. They didn't allow the calls to flip the game. Now, looking at just the total, let's, real quickly here, we'll take a quick look at this. Then we're going to talk about some of the Pro Bowl stuff because Pro Bowls, holy shit. But these are as we look at the coaching carousel, this is where we're at right now. And I've seen in the chat that they just got Lovie Smith officially with the Texans, but that is what it is. Broncos got Daniel Hackett, Bears got Matt Eberflus, Giants got Brian Daboll, Raiders got Josh McDaniels. I think that this Josh McDaniels hire is probably like this 2 years ago. This would have been hot. Super Bowl favorites. Now it's just like, let's watch another fucking Belichick tree, disciple crash and burn. Vikings, Kevin O'Connell. Jaguars, Doug Pederson. Dolphins, Mike McDaniel. This one is weird to me. He is a weird selection. Lovie Smith is a diversity hire. Make no fucking mistake about it. He's a diversity hire who will be there as they go fucking 1-15 or 16 next year. And then once they get their first overall pick quarterback or their second overall pick quarterback to replace fucking the Deshaun Watson that they either traded or is still on his fucking sabbatical, then they will fire his ass and put in somebody who they feel like is worth having that head coach position. He's not going to be there long. Don't let it get fucking twisted. And don't forget that I said it neither. He's a stopgap fucking head coach. Again.
Just like Cully. Like Cully. So I hope they pay him just as much as they paid Cully when they fucking get rid of his ass. I hope they gave him $50 million.
But they're gonna fucking play him like that. You better give him fucking hella fucking money. Dennis Allen. They're saying this kid is a. No, that's the guy.
Dennis Allen was the DC.
He was the D coordinator. Yeah, he was.
He was the head coach in Oakland, and they were 8 and 20, 8 and 29, 8 and 30.
They were hot fucking garbage.
Somewhere along those lines. But he's the best man for the job.
Yeah, he's the best guy for the job. So I mean, that's your list of hires, right?
He had their defense playing pretty good, really good last year. Last 2 years.
Yeah. It's easy to be it's easy to have the defense playing good if you're the D coordinator and the head coach.
Some guys are born coordinators.
True.
That might just be him.
True. I just look at this and I think to myself, how is a motherfucker like Byron Leftwich not get a job? How is a motherfucker like Chris Bieniemy not get a job? Like, nothing against these guys. Nothing against. I mean, if you get hired, hey, that ain't your fault. You got fucking hired.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But if I'm comparing fucking resumes, Byron Leftwich could have the job over every motherfucker on this list, minus Doug Pederson.
Yeah, Pederson's the only one that's.
He's the only one that's got a ring.
I mean, I guess McDaniels, by proxy.
McDaniels, yeah, but he already tried to be a head coach once and he looked like shit. So this is the second time around for him.
Yeah, I don't think anyone here has like some sterling resume.
Yeah, nobody really looks that good. Except for a couple guys who didn't get fucking hired.
I mean, Daboll's pretty good. He was good with he's been good going back to Alabama. I think he was.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Alabama.
Giants,
you're playing like directional schools.
Yeah, like.
But also, I mean, maybe Bieniemy looked at the situations that these teams have and didn't want to be involved. I don't know. I mean, who's the Broncos quarterback next year?
It's crazy because
I know the Bears are going to go with Fields.
They don't know who their quarterback is next year. That's the thing.
All right, I guess Andy
Dalton
might be under contract still. I don't know. Giants, Danny Dimes, Raiders. They got a good situation. I mean, Derek Carr played well. Kirk Cousins, he's solid.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence could be.
Trevor has potential. There's
could
potential
be great. Who knows?
Could be
Tua,
great, but we'll have
hasn't shown it yet.
Tua has potential as well. He's shown flashes of it, but there's just been a lot of confusion about whether or not the fucking organization believes in him.
And then the Texans and Saints, I mean, that's really bad quarterback rooms. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what Jameis' situation is, but I mean,
Jameis ain't the guy. He's not that guy.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, that
if
one.
I'm the enemy, I'm not like
week.
getting thrilled about him.
Yeah, he had that good week against fucking Green Bay, and then that was it. He wasn't that guy.
So I mean, maybe
the Saints.
Maybe he was turned off by these situations.
Sean Payton pulled a stunt though, didn't he? He said, "Fuck that shit, I'm out. Y'all niggas gonna suck. I'm out."
Would you want to hang around for that?
But hell no! I'm like, it's about to be the collapse of Rome, baby. It's about to get sacked.
Historically, that's the kind of situation that they let a black coach take over. When the fucking shit's hitting the fan.
When shit's about to start tumbling down and you're going to need a few years to realign.
Like, hey, we did a good thing here.
Yeah.
Knowing damn well that you're about to go, 2-15 or, whatever fucking the worst record was this year. I guess 3 what were the Lions?
You mean the 3-3 and fucking 14?
Yeah. So I mean, knowing damn well that you're gonna have that type of a season, and just we'll just bring on this guy.
Yeah, let's bring on Aaron Lynn.
We'll let him take the fall and act like he's not a great coach.
Give him a couple $100,000 every loss. Yeah, just do what we do. Get ready for the game changer in a couple years. That's how they've been doing it, bro. It makes sense. It only makes sense that they would do shit like that. Because it's like, come on, man. The Jags went 1-15. It's like, motherfucker, you did that on purpose. Somebody literally y'all did that on purpose. Now, you never come out and say that, but somebody had to have winked at somebody on a Monday after a game like, yo, this shit ain't going nowhere. Shut it down. Shut it down.
hey,
shut it down.
Pick your knees up, O-line.
Hey, Doug Marrone ain't said a goddamn thing since he left Jacksonville.
Quiet,
not even coaching no more. He on the beach right now in Jack's Beach, just chilling, just like old what's his name was when we went 2-14. Oh, Mike Mularkey. I seen that motherfucker walking with his fucking wife and a dog like 2 months later. I swear to God, I almost pulled over and got out my whip. I want to go fight that motherfucker.
I mean, okay, so obviously,
I was like, you son of a bitch.
Obviously, coaching positions become available for a reason. So I'm not suggesting that any of these are great situations to be in. But I mean, if I was going to be, I think Eric Bieniemy's 50 something. He probably wants to be a little selective about his first head coaching gig, and maybe these guys are a little younger, perhaps. I think I see a bunch of younger names, except Pederson.
There's a lot of young guys in here.
Pederson's a little older. Lovey's obviously old. That fucking Santa Claus beard. I think Eberflus is kind of older too.
Eberflus is young.
But also this is his first. I think this is his first. Obviously, his first go around as a head coach. So maybe some of these guys are old enough, and if it's your first time, you just jump on any gig.
Bears fans, how do you feel about Eberflus? How do you feel about him being the head coach for you guys? Let me know in the chat because I don't really know much about him.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with him either.
Rod Line for $4.99 says thought Lovey was okay for Bears, but he did not recruit like they hoped at U of I. Yeah, he sure didn't because they got smoked by everybody. I mean, they had bums.
I'm not sure why they thought he was going to be a good recruiter.
Smoking their ass.
Why would you think he was going to be a good recruiter? What
Yeah,
made
like,
you
what-
think
what
he was
made
a big
you think that?
recruiter? I mean, he can go in these kids' living rooms and they're all black. They
Talk
can just
about
get
the big
along.
getting them to the NFL. Yeah, they're not falling for that.
Like,
They know
dog,
what
just
the
because
odds
you're
are now.
look at Herm. He's down in Arizona State or whatever.
Getting his ass fucking liquefied. Bums ain't
Like-
doing shit.
No one gives a fuck that he used to coach in the NFL.
Yeah, that doesn't really do much for you. That's a different kind of structure than here. You gotta be a
not
good
like-
salesman here.
It's not like I'm Nick Saban and I have a pipeline to the NFL where I'm going to get you. Like 2 words from me
Come
and I can
here,
get you.
you are 100 times more likely than the guy going to fucking Kansas. You're 100 times more likely to get to the NFL. Let's just say that. It's crazy. Sil, what's going on, man? What up, brother? All right, so let's move on from this. Let's get into and this is obviously something that people watched over the weekend and a lot to go with it as well. Let's take a look at Skip.
Now, Skip.
The Pro Bowl. Skip. Shannon Sharp, Hall of Fame tight end. I mean, if you watch that Pro Bowl game, it was like, why are they doing this? He says, this isn't football. I love the NFL, but this is embarrassing. Sharp on the intensity in the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl was literally like touch football. And I mean, I'm wary to even show a fucking clip because they will copyright claim that shit in a heartbeat. But you remember when the motherfucker, let's look at this.
The
This
Sean
is my
Taylor.
rookie year.
Sean Taylor hit on that punter.
This is my rookie year. Or no, this is going into I would be a rookie. Oh shit. I would be a rookie coming into like, look what he did to this man. He said, yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna be a fucking star. I'm gonna be a star. They're gonna talk about this on ESPN, on Sports Center. He's unconscious. Right there. He's unconscious.
Right to
Then he just hops off the ground like, whoa, where am I?
Damn. Oh, he just got his bell rung a little bit there. Got the wind knocked out of him.
Oh man, Derek Brooks. Shit, man. I played against Derek Brooks my rookie year in the preseason. Only time I've ever been starstruck in the NFL. I was like, yo, bro, I gotta get a picture with you. Please, 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 please. Yum. Damn, soul snatcher.
That was a bad boy right there.
and just ran right to.
Popped up quick though.
So, Aaron Campman, that was another cat I played with.
Oh shit! Okay. Yeah.
He came to Jacksonville after Green Bay.
That's right.
They gave him like a 4-year, like $35 million. That motherfucker blew out both ACLs. God,
no.
yeah, dude, it was fucked up. It was fucked. So, he was a good dude. Campman was a good guy, really good guy. But that is we go from that. Oh, let's see what this motherfucker has. This dude is hilarious. I love his fucking video.
Right, so that being said, all right, hey guys, look, the purpose of the Pro Bowl is to entertain the fans, right, and allow the players to have some fun. Right, so that being said, doesn't matter what the final score was, right, we're all losers, right, especially you, Roger. Right? All right, it's 4th and goal, right, we got to score here, right, Charles is wide open in the end zone, right, but I'm a fullback, not sure why they still invite me to these things. Maybe if I just play a clean game, I'll slip under the radar, come back next year, but I'll piss down my leg, blow my cover, get a ball to the other team. All right, then run a reverse, right? Look how hard defensive line's working, right? We got Pederson in the alley, right? It's the moment I've been waiting for my whole life, right? It's finally here, but it might be too big. It is. I trip over my father, end up on all fours like a Las Vegas escort, right? And he laughs at me as he walks to the end zone, right? And my teammate laughs at me too. All right, it's 4th and 6, right? Throw the ball to the end zone, right? And Davis gets bossed into a camel pose, right? Hey guys, anytime you can't rush the pass or make hits, it's gonna be a long night on D. All right, nobody likes that, right? Except for Davis's mom.
That's how she puts food on the table.
Oh, he be getting all these.
He be getting off. I love this dude's fuck. I love his freaking videos. He be getting all phone. Oh man, Dream of the 90s for $5. Woo! More black execs. The answer may be easier to mandate exec ethnicity than head coach. Nah. See, that's the thing. As soon as you do that, motherfuckers gonna start screaming about, oh, this is not free market. This is not free market. Blah 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 blah.
You can't mandate anything.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. You cannot mandate that they hire black execs or black head coach. You just can't do it. It goes against, and this is the double-edged sword of it, right? Because it goes against the principles of competition. Even though the NFL itself does not respect the principles of competition in their hiring processes. So it's like you're kind of fucking with fire if you try and throw that out the window and say, you know what? No, we're not going to even give a damn about the principles of competition when it comes to hiring. We're going to mandate. Well, now you're going to have an uproar from owners who are going to say that you're actually worsening and diluting the integrity of the game, which to a certain extent is true. You are diluting it when you start making things absolutes that shouldn't necessarily be absolutes. So that it will only lead to more issues down the road. Because what if there are no good, what if there truly are no good minority execs or head coaches available in that hiring session? But you hire one anyways because you're mandated to, and your team shits the entire season. And then when you fire said coach who's been a shit hog the entire season, they're going to say you're racist. So it's like you can't win once that starts happening. Nobody wins. Everybody loses.
Damned if you don't.
Exactly. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. So
but it's very scary to start mandating any type of hiring practices. They incentivize it now. They need to have better incentives, more incentives. I'm not sure what the answer is, but I am quite sure it's not to mandate or have quotas for coaches of color.
No, you can't do it.
That's never going to be the ticket.
That's always something that's going to backfire immensely eventually. And I mean, there's nothing you can do.
And then there's going to be, a group of white coaches. They took our jobs.
Yeah. And then then it's like, oh, they're trying to eliminate us. They're trying to eliminate us white guys from coaching. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, no, nobody wants to deal with that neither. Don't you know? So shit, it is what it is on that regard. There's nothing we can do about that. But these Pro Bowl games have been quite disappointing over the past few years, and this is one of the reasons why. You look at this quick clip here, it's literally
Alvin Kamara.
Touch football. Like that's shit that we do on Friday practice before a game. That's literally, and it's faster than this still.
Yes.
Which, yes. I mean, hey, if I was a player, I wouldn't be playing hard in this shit neither. I'm not gonna lie. Cancel this shit. No. I don't give a fuck. I'm not playing hard. Why would I? To get hurt? So these motherfuckers can then tell me they're not giving me a contract extension? Yeah. No. Everybody who's in this game right now, they want contract extensions as soon as they get on the plane to leave this shit. They're like, yeah, I need a contract extension. Or I'm not coming to camp. That's exactly what they're all going to say as soon as they get done with this game. And the owner's going to say, well, why do you want an extension? We're already paying you like X amount, blah, blah, blah. Oh. But I just made the Pro Bowl.
Were you not watching?
I just made the Pro Bowl. You are going to pay me more money or I'm not coming.
That's how this works.
That's it. That's how this works.
I'm outplaying my contract. Rip it up.
Yes, I've already outplayed my contract. It's been outplayed. The Pro Bowl says that. That's like, shit. Hey, that's wrong. My contract, I was like, shit, I probably should have waited another year before I knocked out every incentive in my contract. Got all AFC honors 2 years in a row. I was like, yeah. That last year contract going to be like 15 mil. Let's go!
Wrong.
Wrong. You're not getting to that. Yeah, you're not gonna get to that. We're gonna make sure we cut you 1 year earlier than that, just so you don't get to it.
Do any non-quarterbacks ever finish a deal?
Nah. If you're not a quarterback, only ones who finish the deals, the defensive end can have a chance to finish. Defensive end might have a chance. Only a few. Very few of them, but some. But you know, that's like Julius Peppers. Yeah, he finished every contract. Pretty sure.
That's one of those positions, though. I mean, if you could be a situational offensive lineman, you can play a lot fucking longer. But
an O lineman who could line up at the tight end spot and run a route every like 4 or 5 times a game, run a legitimate route and get a catch. Like they actually have a hard time covering you type shit. Yeah, that would be clutch because then you could like come in, you like start at guard in like the third quarter or tackle in the third, but in the first quarter, second quarter, you only come in sparingly on fucking special packages. Do the chest wipe.
Anything
eligible.
70
that number
off the game. Or
you know what I mean?
The game, whatever the case is.
This guy's in motion, fucking running fucking 9 routes. What's going on here?
Well, I can't do that either. I know they don't respect me that much. We're not going to cover him.
Yeah, we're just not going to cover that 9 route. He's not going to catch it even if he throws it to him. Look at him. His hands are all taped up. His fingers are all taped together. Yeah, he's not catching that.
His 9 route is only 20 yards. By the time we get to the quarterback.
Oh, Lordy. Kyle Donovan for $5 says Pederson press conference was a disaster. Shad wasted our time when he showed up and gave BS answers to honest questions. It's love-hate with my Jags. No, Kyle, man, you're right. Look, we looked at part of this. We looked at part of the press conference. I mean, the first question, it was a joke. It was like, yeah, he didn't answer that at all. Like, we get it. We get that you don't want to have to take accountability for such a terrible job of managing a professional franchise over the last, let's call it 10 years. When it's all come to a head with the terrible hiring, probably the worst hiring in fucking professional football hiring history in Urban Meyer. And now, you have to kind of act like none of that happened and put a smile on your face and act like you're not actually like slightly embarrassed that you kind of made your franchise look like a literal joke to everyone. I mean, when the mainstream and the internet is fucking dunking on your squad's head just because they exist, that's a problem. That is a problem. That's not something that people are going to remember that. And they're going to remember you. So definitely feel you on that. The press conference is just, that was going through the motions to act like shit wasn't as fucking completely batshit crazy as it was. And it was, now with all that being said, I'm fine with Doug Pederson being a head coach. I don't have a problem with that. I just know that there is a lot of questions that are going to need to be answered down the road by people who are in that front office who can potentially derail this thing again. So we'll wait and see on that. But a little note from this actual Pro Bowl, just to kind of bring things full circle here, since it is Super Bowl week. They got the media days going. I don't give a damn about that stuff, but I do want to talk about this for a second. Our boy, Alvin Kamara. What the hell is going on with you? Alvin Kamara arrested in Las Vegas for battery that resulted in substantial bodily harm hours after playing in the Pro Bowl. Now, word on the street is this shit happened the night before, and they allowed him to play in the game, and they arrested him afterwards. And this was all things that were known. He knew this was going to happen. The NFL knew it was going to happen. They all knew that, hey, he had to be out there for the Pro Bowl. Look, this is Vegas. Here's $5,000. Fucking hold on for like 10 hours.
Damn.
We'll get him out there. You can pick him up at the fucking hotel after he leaves the facility.
Yeah.
When we're having the Pro Bowl, because we do not want you to arrest him leaving the facility. Of course, they're not going to allow that optic.
Is there a video of this
But
yet?
Alvin Kamara, this is the last guy I would expect to really be in a situation like this, to be honest. He is not the kind of guy who I feel like has that kind of temperament. I've seen him, in interviews. I've seen him just in his demeanor on the field. He's always a pretty chill motherfucker. I'm not really sure what happened there, but
Vegas bring out the worst in some folks.
Vegas is something else. It is something else when it comes to people's inner demons coming to the surface. So definitely is something that is going to be, probably not a huge deal. We've got the arrest press release from Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. And it's, from what they're saying in the police report, this guy that they beat up, they fractured his orbital bone.
Okay.
So that's a serious injury, but it's not an uncommon injury. It's not something that we haven't.
If you're fighting,
it's not something that
motherfuckers,
they can't fix. It's not like some fucking Henry Ruggs type shit.
Yeah. Sometimes you get punched in the eye.
But they punched this. You got punched pretty solid in the eye. That's what happened. Got your shit clocked.
Yeah,
Now
this
the
is
story
pretty common
as I've
in
heard
the
it.
game.
The story as I've heard it is that I guess they were in Club Dreas. They were in the hotel, or they were in the elevator at Club Dreas. And I guess somebody tried to get on, or somebody, some dude tried to jump in the elevator, or tried to, I don't know, something like that. I guess the door was closing, and one of Kamara's people, or Kamara, put his arm out, not sure who, put his arm out to basically stiff arm the guy back, like, yo, fucking elevator, seats taken. Taken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seats taken. And dude didn't like that. Apparently, dude said something to them, and then they beat his ass. They got it on camera.
Vegas. Cameras everywhere.
Yeah, they got it on camera. It's Vegas. We know that they're gonna see that. But also, he's looking at substantial bodily harm. They're saying it's like a 5.5 year or 5 year maximum prison sentence. But come on, that's not going to happen. It's going to be probation. This is going to be probation. Might even be suspended sentence.
Yeah,
and he's going to get sued. He's going to pay the dude like $150,000, $200,000, and that's going to be it. He might miss. He's probably going to miss the first couple games of the season. They're going to suspend him for that because he got arrested on, NFL's got principles type shit. But, that'll be the extent of it. I don't think this is going to be anything. He's not getting released. That's not going to happen because that motherfucker will not clear waivers.
They're going
to be like, yeah, we're going to take all of his contract. We don't care. Shit.
Within minutes of that shit.
He'll be on the Rams. Before you know it, he'll be on the Rams by if they release his ass today, he'll be on the Rams by fucking Wednesday.
Can you play Sunday?
We're just gonna give you draws. Draws and screens.
We'll
you know what I mean? Like
this suspension can take hold next year. Can you play Sunday?
Yeah.
A little faster than you played the Pro Bowl.
The Saints are not going to get rid of him. He is a franchise player for them, like legitimate franchise player. That cat on the right team will have a ring quickly. If you put that cat on Kansas City, that boy be so nasty on Kansas City. My goodness. You put him on the Rams, same thing. You put him on Cincinnati, same thing.
Yeah.
Them boys will be automatically Super Bowl favorites because he is that versatile of a player.
Yeah, he's going to make anyone.
And with those quarterbacks, yeah, you're going to be a favorite.
Well,
outside of New
Orleans. And,
in New Orleans, everybody kind of knew, Drew Brees can't throw the ball more than 30 yards. Like you're not getting a ring like that. They can't throw slants the entire game. Mike Thomas is gonna catch him, but shit, y'all ain't gonna get no. Y'all ain't gonna get no first down after a while. It's gonna be a 2-yard gain.
Yeah.
The Bills, the Bills with Kamara would be fucking immediate favorites, So
Yeah. I think
So that is
would be a favorite for the Super Bowl.
yeah, absolutely.
And a non-playoff team would be a playoff team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, immediately. That's the level of talent that he is. He will make any team he's on one level better than they are, like one substantial level. Which means if you're not a playoff team, you're a playoff team. If you're a playoff team, you're a Super Bowl contender. If you think you're a Super Bowl contender, you probably gonna win that bitch.
Yeah.
So that's how that goes with him. I'm not really worried about how this plays out. It's good headlines for the night because the game was such a shit turd that. Hey, spice it up a little bit. We got an arrest.
At least somebody got hit.
Boys.
One person got hit.
Shit.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't make light of that, but
the physicality he couldn't use in the game, he used it on that dude's face.
Oh shit. I hope this. I hope this fellow's okay. Whoever he is.
Yeah. Well, we don't really care. We don't really care. You shouldn't have talked shit. You knew who he was. When you said something, you knew who he was.
Yeah. Next time you see a full elevator, just fucking wait.
Full elevator of pretty big black guys.
Just fall back.
Maybe wait on the next one.
Fall back.
Just keep the peace.
You got it. Look at the next one.
Oh, but that's reverse racism. Well, you know what?
I've been to Dre's.
Sometimes it's a little bit better to have it reversed than to have your ass handed.
Yeah. I've been to Dre's nightclub. There's plenty of elevators, dude. Someone will walk you to the next elevator.
We good?
I think so.
No, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everything being everything. Alvin Kamara is going to be good. I don't know why I was saying Kamara. Alvin Kamara is going to be good.
He'll just have to do probation, like an extra commercial next year to make up for a little bit of
he'll be part of he'll be donating some money to a homeless shelter.
What's it? United Way?
United Way. Children's Hospital, something like that.
Yeah,
something like that to kind of put the good spin on it. Lesson learned.
Now we'll just pick up an extra commercial. Hey, I had to pay out this little situation over here. Can you put me on State Farm or something?
Yeah, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there.
Just like 1 or 2 commercials. Just need a couple $100,000.
Physical injury and car accidents. We protect you for that. You know that, right?
Yeah.
If you're in your car and you get an fender bender and the person gets out of their car and they walk back to your car and they punch you in the face and break your orbital bone. We cover that. We cover that.
We cover a thing or two because we've seen a thing. Oh no, that's the other one.
That's we are farmers.
Yeah, farmers. We cover that.
So
he'll be doing some bullshit commercial to offset this donation he's about to make.
It's all about spinning it for PR. Spin it. And then you get a redemption arc after that. So you'll be good.
Yeah. Also, other guys don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Other guys. Hey, let's not get arrested while we're out there, huh? Let's have a good time, but let's not get arrested while we're out there, huh? Yeah.
Pretty simple.
All right, guys. That is going to be it for us. We are your linemen of Lineman Life Live. We appreciate y'all for being in here with us today. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Wednesday, we will be on our Super Bowl tier maker prediction stream with your name, tree, and 5 points videos. Tomorrow, actually, we're going to be a part of the Dumpster Fires Super Bowl Media Day. Both me and Justin will be on the Dumpster Fire throughout I think we'll be in the chaos period of that, of the Media Day event. So make sure you look out for that. It'll be on Dumpster Fire's YouTube channel. But that's going to be fun. Really looking forward to that. But we're done here. Hope everybody has a wonderful one. Hope you guys had a great Monday. Hope we entertained you well enough. Are you not entertained? We will catch you on the next one. See y'all on Wednesday.